Welcome to the special Easter/Passover edition of Drinking Alone Together, brought to you by the Lonely Heart Spirit Society. No commercials this week, it's a religious holiday. So, Easter is the ultimate corpse revival story, is it not? So, the drink that we're looking at today is the infamous Corpse Reviver. Now, this is a cocktail with a long, long history. First recorded mention of it in a London newspaper was back around 1860, although another 70 years or so went by before the famous Harry Craddock, he of Harry's Bar fame, included a recipe for a Corpse Reviver in his Savoy cocktail book. Well, what we have here, and actually there are at least seven or eight variations of Corpse Reviver recipes out there if you go and do an internet search. I think maybe what it boils down to is whatever you've got in the closet. But these are traditional recipes here. And the idea of the Corpse Reviver, in fact, was not theological. It was the idea of a hair of the dog that bit you. It was a morning after drink. Or it was just a morning drink for people that drank all day. Corpse Reviver number one is very boozy. It is a combination of 2 parts of cognac, 1 part of Calvados or apple brandy. In the United States, you could probably find something called Applejack. Laird's Applejack would be the classic. But these are 2 brandies. So 2 ounces of this, 1 ounce of that. That's 3 ounces of brandy right there. That's pretty stiff. And then you include another ounce of Italian vermouth or sweet vermouth. I happen to use the Carpano. Because these are all clear fluids, we stir it and strain it into the glass. And as you can see, it looks very brandy-like. It's basically a couple of brandies with a little bit of red in them. Now, Corpse Reviver number 2 is more complicated. There's more ingredients and a little more fussing and a whole lot more variation as to how people describe it. But the fundamental aspects of it are equal parts of gin, of Lillet Blanc was the original. These days you would use Cocchi Americano. And I'll just bore you with a little bit of trivia. What happened sometime after Ian Fleming made Lillet Blanc and the Vesper famous, the people at Lillet reformulated. And for a few years there was no such thing as a quinquina-based Lillet out there. And so the smart folks at Cocchi said, well, we'll fix that. So they came up with an Americano, which is a vermouth-like drink, but Americano is its own class. So anyway, to be authentic, you want the Cocchi Americano. And Cointreau, or there's a more modern recipe that calls for yellow chartreuse, but I'm using Cointreau in this recipe, and lemon juice. So, equal parts, gin, Cocchi Americano, Cointreau, lemon juice. Now it has a touch of absinthe. You can do this 2 ways. You can either include a dash of absinthe in the cocktail, which because of the lemon juice, we're going to shake. So you can include a dash of absinthe in there, or as is the tradition with the Sazerac cocktail, you can rinse the glass with absinthe and dump the excess absinthe and just pour the rest of the cocktail in there. Either way, you wind up with a little absinthe in there. So this one, as you can tell, it's very different. It's very citrusy. It's actually on the refreshing side. There goes that. Yeah, very lemony. Cointreau gives it a little touch of orange. This one I think would wake the dead. Yeah, that's like all brandy, and there's a lot of it. So, those are the Corpse Revivers. If you're somewhat put off by the title, You may rename it as you please. You could call it the Resurrection Cocktail, you could call it the Passover Cocktail, you could call it the New Beginning Cocktail, you could call it a New Day Cocktail. What's in a name? Either way, it's a corpse reviver. Corpse reviver number 1, corpse reviver number 2. And I'm about to get doubly revived. Happy Easter and happy Passover.